The runner rolled into the trench and landed on all six. Unfurling, he wordlessly extended a message pod to the only officer present. As soon as the pod was taken from him, the runner turned and bolted up and out of the trench again. A sharp, loud crack rang out from the distance, and then came the dull thud of the remains of the runner falling back into the muddy bottom of the trench. Sub-Commander Guklop shook his shaggy head before he glanced at the message the runner had handed him. He thought for a heartbeat, glancing at the remains of the runner, and stood up, although not so high that he would be visible from outside the trench, and surveyed what was left of his platoon. He shifted his weight as he licked his nose, the mud scorching under his boots. "Assaulters!" he said in a loud voice, almost but not quite without a quiver. "As I suspected, it is confirmed that a Terran unit has taken the position on the ridge opposite our trench." Several of his elite stormers swiveled their ears towards him as they were hunkering below the shattered parapet. Some of them sported crude bandages covering fresh wounds. Most of them looked thin and worn. All of them looked dead ahead with no lights in their eyes. "The good news," Guklop continued, "is that the Terrans seem to be mostly, no, not exclusively, armed with anti-material weaponry. And Imperial intel assures us that the Terrans will only use these weapons against war materials because of the Terrans' fanatical adherence to their laws on warfare." Almost on cue, another loud crack was heard, and Guklop's last remaining heavy bolter collapsed in a pile of smouldering metal. Guklop and his troopers stared at the destruction for several heartbeats, as the remains of the tripod-mounted weapon sank deeper into the mud. "On the other hand," he added bitterly, as he crumpled up the message slip between his paws and dropped it into the mud, "we all know that the Imperial High Command considers troopers, and even elite stormers like us, to be essential war material." One or two of his assaulters looked up at Guklop in apparent agreement, then quickly looked down again. Guklop thought hard, his eyes swiveling beneath his command, the ridge and the rear lines. Finally, he spat and sat down. "Would any of you vat-grown bastards happen to have," he asked in a carefully flat voice, "anything we can use as a white flag?"